We are back for the pod, second cup of sunrise. I'm Brennan, and he is James.
Yes.
You're back. Had Chodek in the chair for a bit
about
yesterday. Yes.
Nice. Glad he could fill in. I tried to work yesterday and failed. I came in looking like death.
You
for
were
about
right
an
on the
hour.
doorstep. Yeah.
It was bad. It was bad. This industry is very strange that we have to have someone work. You cannot put off the work.
Correct.
And it was very difficult for us to find anybody replacing me, yada, yada, yada. I came in and did a weather hit that you guys thankfully used and
We
pulled
did.
off. If you know me and you weren't just a casual watcher, you'd probably said something is off. And I had a couple posts on Facebook being, and I
Oh, you
posted-
did?
I posted on my Facebook. I was like, hey, like I have a stomach bug. It's bad. So this is public knowledge here. I don't mind talking about it. And so there were some people that said, yeah, something looked off. when
I
they
know.
watched it.
And listen, God bless you. You
We
were a
pushed
champ.
through.
I mean, you could have easily just said, I'm out.
Not
and
happening.
Brennan, figure it out. And I did.
Yeah,
So,
I'm curious to
I'll get to
hear kind of how it went.
so we had your pieces, your recordings,
Right.
and yes, you could tell because you'd be getting like, and coming up next week, and it's just like, Tuesday, Wednesday, 27. I know. And I was
Yeah,
like, oh,
yeah,
the
you could
poor
tell.
guy. I kept saying it all morning.
Right.
So yesterday was just crazy. So that happened. And I'm glad that
Right.
you're
Thank you.
1,000% better
It's great.
today.
Yeah, it's well. Like the flu comes on, slowly hits you, goes for a week. This stomach bug, I literally down at death's door in 12 hours and then back to normal in 12 hours.
If you Google
Literally
norovirus,
that
by
fast.
the way, I
That
did
fast.
this morning. It's just headlines everywhere. So I send it out as a story pitch for somebody, a good what's going around piece. Because when I was at, we had dance last night, speaking there with all the dance moms.
Yeah.
Conversation came up, stomach bug. This one woman was like, we got 4 sons.
Yeah.
They all had it last week,
Oh,
like ages 8 to 12. And I was just like, what a nightmare. And then it's like, every sheet, every pillowcase, towel, anything that's touched is in the house. I'm like, you just
Right.
have to like bug bomb the whole place, just fog it out. It was rough. But so we lucked out in a way that the Joe Brady press conference was at noon.
yeah.
And I'm like, won't have James. Let's just do the whole thing.
Take it full.
Take it full, as they say in the business. This is what people wanted to care about
Yeah.
anyway. But then we had this water main break, the mall at Grease Ridge. It's going to be closed for
That's a big deal.
most of the day. That was a big deal,
Yeah.
closing all that on. And this was before what happened on the thruway, that chain reaction crash, and we'll get to that.
Oh,
so
gosh.
there was just a lot going on. So we took a lot of the Joe Brady press conference and did some other news, and it was a truncated version of the noon. So there wasn't the main forecast, but you sent me a text before you headed out at 4:30 in the morning. You said,
Yes.
left and right arrows on the clicker. That'll get you through some slides, the weather graphics. And I said, I can do this.
Yeah.
I can do this. And so at the end of the show, I said, got no James, but I'm going to
You can handle
do the forecast. I can handle it. And so I'm going to go ahead and pull up this map.
Yeah.
We had the one from yesterday, and I started going through the current temps, some cameras.
Yeah.
And I started moving through, and I was like, here we go. Map's kind of been the same. That's what our
Yeah.
friends on the east side are looking at
Love
in
it.
totals through the weekend. Did the 8-day of finally getting to the warm up, and put on my meteorologist cap
I love
for a little
it.
bit.
Yeah, you listen to us all day long.
I pay attention. I do.
We're
I do.
on there over and over and over
Yeah.
again, so you get the gist of it. And the forecast has generally been that really, really cold.
Yeah.
Lake effect snow favoring Lake Ontario.
And I did. So after we do our noon show, if you ever watch like some of our daytime programming just before News 8 first at 4, you'll see we do a couple of teases for what's coming up for the dayside team.
Sure.
And yesterday I did one. I read something about Joe Brady, and then they took me on camera standing in front of your weather pod. And I said, and guess what? It's me. I'm doing the weather.
Wow.
Just kidding. The pros are here talking about snow and the bitter cold.
Oh,
so
that's great.
it was fun. It was
Nice.
fun. And I told
You guys
Steph,
made the best of it.
I told Steph it was a heck of a day, and I'll just sum it up by saying I ended up doing the forecast at the end of the noon.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
we did all that, but it was fun. And again, man, it is just so cold out there this morning.
It is, yeah.
And
Brutal
the
cold.
snow, as I was walking out after the noon show, as the craziness just kept going,
Yeah.
I came into the newsroom, and it's just everyone's beep-bopping around talking about what's going on in Pembroke, Batavia. And I was like, what is it? And they're like, massive pileup on the thruway.
Oh,
And I was just like, oh no. And then we just learned that it was going to be 30 to 50 vehicles, all these dozens of regular cars and then all the semis. You see this image from overhead from state police. Now, thankfully, through all of this, troopers say no one was seriously hurt, no fatalities, thank God. But it was just crazy. I mean, we get these videos during different storms. We had one not long ago out of Michigan during one of the latest snowstorms of when you see these massive pileups. And this one happened to happen here. And here's what just some of the witnesses to it, the people stuck in it, had to say.
All the damage and all the SUVs, all the cars, all the buses that I seen that got hit. I don't know. Like I said, I've never seen anything like that before in my life.
We had whiteout conditions. The throughway was not salted, so it was just a sheet of ice. Everyone was on the brakes, and I'll tell you, it's a really bad feeling trying to figure out where you're going to point your truck because you know you're going to crash.
That was a truck driver, and he was like, listen, I know I'm going to hit something, but what am I going to hit?
Is it going to be the shoulder brace for impact? I think was one of his lines.
Yeah, it was just, oh man.
Yeah.
But again, thankfully, all things considered, got out okay. And then when I walked out of work, it was just lake effect. I mean, inches of snow, plows going again. Man, just stuck in the system.
It's such a tough situation because I think sometimes when you it was a snow squall for sure.
Yeah.
It was just a burst of snow. So like you said, it drops the visibility down and there's maybe the salting, or they probably did salt, but it's so cold that the salt's not effective.
Right.
Really. It helps with a little bit of friction on there, but it's not really that effective. And you can get a quick quarter inch. And this is different than like freezing rain a lot of the times, because freezing rain, even on the throughway, freezing rain isn't crazy bad because you constantly have cars going over it, so that's generally going to keep the roads warm. But you're not getting freezing rain when it's 5 degrees out.
Right.
So it just gets so cold, and you get a quick burst of snow, and then you get one car crashing, and then it's just cascading from there.
I know. The thing reopened just after 1 o'clock this morning, so that was the news on that.
Amazing.
Speaking of the weather, as it is the 30th, so we passed the 25th. That's when RG&E bills go up.
Yes.
Our chief photographer, Eric, when he was out doing some live shots for us this morning, I saw a tweet go from him, and he said, oh man, my RG&E bill, and he did the head exploding emojis. And so we wanted to look, and I put out a tweet, let's see how they are, and got some feedback on that. So we'll play that game, the numbers that came in. I've got mine.
Okay.
So mine came in for
Let's
the
hear it.
month. I was,
Pull out your RG&E app, everybody.
yes, 307 total
For the bill.
For the bill. I was 130 on the electric and then 170 and change for the gas.
Not bad.
Yours?
354.
354. Heard from someone else in here who was in the 350 range in the newsroom this morning.
Yeah, I'm 354 for the whole bill. So I look at usually two numbers because
Okay.
I
Yes.
obsessively track
I'm here with you.
them as well. So I look at the delivery charge, which
Mhm.
should generally be the same. It's the delivery charge for everybody, and this is just electric right now. We'll look at that. Should be 0.085.
Yeah.
And that's been like 0.085 for many months, right? That's not
Mhm.
going to change. That's
Correct.
the money that RG&E charges you. It's the supply charge, the variable supply charge that changes, that goes up and down. That was at 0.114 per kilowatt hour.
Mhm.
Okay. And I was looking back, 0.114 is the highest that I have ever seen it. Ever seen it. Yeah. Going back months and months, going back years. The year before, the few months before that, 0.081, 0.084. The highest I saw it was 0.101. That was in April of 2025.
Mm.
But very rarely have I seen it go over 0.1. And we did 0.117. So for what it's worth, I did look at gas because a lot of people use gas to heat their homes. That number hasn't really changed a lot. But the electric supply charge, so that's how much market price is, highest I have ever seen it since 5 years since I've been tracking this.
Just look there.
So that's the main reason why. And as much as you want to say, oh, it's cold out, obviously, yes, that is a factor. Your bills
Yeah.
are going to be higher. But it's also, we're being charged a lot for our electricity.
Yeah, and that is we do stories with RG&E all the time, and I know they catch a lot of the blame because that's the logo, the name, and it's who you're getting the bill from. But it is how do they say it? They're the supplier, so they're not like setting the prices on the industry. So when you have a good winter in terms of good cold, good snow,
Yeah.
a lot more than what we've seen. I mean, our snow totals were almost up 50% compared to
Right.
this time last year with some of the snow totals. And just how cold it's been. And now it's like, wait till next month. And so whenever they kind of do projections on what they're expecting that they're going to need, and if you have to go get more, I
Right.
kind of compared it. You think about American rock salt. Let's say they make a projection. How much salt do we need?
Right.
Ran into the shortage last year. If you ever have to go into overdrive, find some more, whatever it is in any industry, it'll cost more when you have to buy more. People
Yeah.
in different states pay for propane like the season in advance.
Right.
And if it's super cold and you got to buy more, it may cost more.
Because you don't want to sit on a lot of salt over the summer.
Yeah.
Like you know, April, May comes by and you're like, well, I still have 100 ton of salt in, and it's just got to sit there for the entire summer when you could use that space for other things. So that's really the big reason why you want to be able to obviously nail the number. You don't want too much salt in there, and you don't want none like we had last year, which was a huge issue. So I think that's a big problem. And yeah, the whole thing, like, get mad with RG&E. Well, I just gave you the reason why you can't really, because the delivery charge hasn't gone up. If the delivery charge goes up, that's when I get frustrated, because I'm like, really? You had to push that up?
Yeah.
But the supply charge, that's just them buying the energy
Yeah.
from wherever the energy sources are. So for what it's
Right.
worth, it's kind of mad at the system that we don't have cheaper energy, I
Yeah.
guess, necessarily. So that's the frustrating part. But I've had, a lot of guys hit me up about the salt issue of like, should we get more salt? And it's funny, I mentioned briefly this morning, last year up until this point, like 50 some odd inches. This year's 80
Yeah.
inches. So we've either had to use as much, if not more, salt this year.
Mm-hmm.
So
And so again, you got that through from the 25th, and now we're counting some weeks getting into February.
and you look at the
and, big
numbers
cold.
of the forecast. It's
I know.
where are you gonna cut? I keep my house at 64. My mom comes over and she's like, "Man, it's cold in here." I'm like, "Look,
I'm
trying to save money."
I'm like 67 or 68. Sometimes I'll come in and I'm like, it's a little warm in here. And I'll go look, and maybe it's after we had one of the babysitters, in-laws over, and I see it's been bumped up 69 or 70.
Oh,
I'm like,
really?
who touched that?
That's funny.
Who
Well, I'll do
touched that?
64 usually at night, and then like right in the middle of the day. For the evenings and mornings, I would do 67.
Yeah.
So I'm not that savage.
I remember when we went back and it was, October when we had just windows open for 6-7 weeks at a time, and I got my bill down to $100, whatever it was.
Yeah.
And I was like, so I do budget billing. So I'm like, hey, maybe I can get a credit next summer. And I think I've inched up now to $7 to the good.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So
there you go.
I'll probably have to pay a little bit more to even it out come August whenever we get through the rest of the winter.
Right.
So the Joe Brady thing. So we had him. We were wondering what it would look like. And I will tell you, when he came out to do this press conference and we carried the whole thing live at noon, very impressed.
Really?
He came out, looked like the coach, sounded like a coach. He talked about his vision and what they're going to do. I love the one thing he talked about, and we'll hear a little bit about, teams will play us. We're not playing them. Kind of that mentality. Like, you don't have to think about, oh man, we're going up against the Eagles this weekend. It's like, no, you're playing the Bills. And when he and Beam were talking, everyone gave some praise to McDermott. That was nice to hear too, because sometimes when the coach is out, you just never hear that name again.
Right.
But he said, it was kind of alignment. We heard that from Beam. That was a theme in the press conference, that being on the same page, being a CEO of an organization. So here's a little bit from Brady.
A mentality. I believe in everything about these guys right here, right? And a mentality as we go forward, that it is a nameless, faceless opponent that we're going against. And they got to play us and not the other way around.
There you go. Josh Allen sighting.
Look at this.
Walking
Stumbles in.
boot and the crutches, had foot surgery. We'll have a little bit more from him in a second on the injury. He says he has nothing but respect for Sean McDermott, the man who drafted him in 2018, and nothing but respect for the guy who's been calling his plays as offensive coordinator for a couple of years and who will be doing it again just as head coach.
He truly loves the work. He loves football. He loves this game. He loves the players, and that's very evident in our meetings. And I think, when he's in front of our defense and our special teams players, as well as our offense, people are going to understand that the love is real.
So he he broke his foot, his fifth metatarsal. And I think someone asked him how to spell it or something in the press
Metatarsal,
conference.
really?
Yeah, toward the end. So on the outside of his foot, he actually broke it in week 16 when they played the Browns, and he played the final 4 games with it. He had quick surgery in the offseason recently. Says went just fine. He'll be ready to go in the spring for the off-season workouts.
You see his crutches are off.
Well,
Like, see, he has the 2 handles at a different spot. I wonder why. Play that video again.
kind of
will you? I don't
leaning
know.
it.
It's a little weird. It's like the 2 hands are in a different spot. So when
mentality.
you do crutches,
Hold up. Let me.
I believe in
I
everything
don't know,
about
you
these
can't
guys
really
right
pause the video.
here, right?
Yeah.
And the mentality
little
as we
weird.
go forward, that it is
Yeah.
a nameless face.
It was kind of different. Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird that he does that. But you could see that he can put weight on the bad leg.
Mhm.
But I mean, obviously, the guy played 2 football games very well.
He
on
did.
that busted leg.
I know. It was broken. I mean, I had a stress fracture in metatarsal last year and
Yeah.
immediately put in the walking boot. So
Right.
maybe what do they do? They shoot them up
I
with
was gonna
whatever.
say, there
pain
must have been
addictions do
some
it.
sort of
Yeah.
drugs
Uh,
that
It's
were
incre-
going on there.
He did say if they had a game coming up, say like the Super Bowl, he'd be there. Find a way to play.
Oh, for
find a way to play.
Right.
And then he also talked about just about to become a dad. It can be the best thing
Yeah,
ever. So
I sort of heard that too.
it was good. It was good to
for
hear from
sure.
him. But we'll see Joe Brady. Yeah.
Puts everything into perspective when
It
you get
does.
the
It
kid.
sure does. We got more coming our way here on the pod. Some big news in the world of golf and the Survivor game as well. If you're watching us live, thank you. Just about 9:20 on this Friday for second cup of sunrise. We'll do this quickly. The Survivor contest game as we give out gear coming up February 25th, the 50th season. Log on the QR code, email address, put your name in. Once a day, we'll give out some of the gear that the show sent us. Total Survivor players for all 50 seasons. So 50 seasons. How many people do they put on the island?
25.
25?
I think so. Yeah.
Quick math. Maybe it was a little off here or there, a couple of seasons.
300-ish.
Uh,
Oh, no, wait. That's way too low.
no. So 50 seasons.
1,000.
It would be 1,000.
Yeah.
They wouldn't have done that much. Let's
50,
go
100,
800.
1,000.
800.
Sure. 900.
800, 900. 751.
Congratulations.
Not bad. I'm close.
Good guess.
I'm close. I went over.
We're both over.
Yeah,
We
both-
watched The Price is Right too much.
Yeah.
We're both over. But,
Both over.
Yours was a little closer.
So there you have it.
750.
Yeah.
It's
It's
a lot
a
of
lot.
people.
It's a lot.
But you think about probably all the people that recontested. It's probably 800 is a good estimate if they had all new people.
Yeah. Oh,
Right.
yeah. The returns. You got to bring back the
You gotta
greatest hits.
I mean,
They
that's
have that.
season 50. I think is almost all. It might be all returns. I don't think it's anybody new.
It's gonna be a big one. And then we got an email. There's so starting like February 9th, like a bunch of special premieres revisiting some of the best episodes, craziest
really?
things, and
Oh, that's
people. So that's coming your way. We are in the middle of the Super Bowl break, so we'll have that next weekend. This weekend on News 8, it's the CBS PGA Tour golf season. That coverage getting going. They've had a couple of tournaments, but this is when it really gets going. And the big thing was Brooks Koepka is back
Yes.
in the PGA after his stint with Live Tour. And also, Patrick Reed is going to be coming back as well. Different
Yes.
circumstances. And this just a story up on the Golf Channel. I can read some of it. It remains to be seen if Brooks Koepka's departure from Live Golf will create a cascade of dominoes. But the timeline of Patrick Reed's exodus from the Saudi-backed league is compelling. So he was in talks for a new Live contract for 2026 and then said, nope, he's going to come back to the PGA Tour later this fall. And the way it works, without getting too much in the weeds with him, is as a previous winner, so he can compete later on this year and get
Yeah.
back to kind of full status last year.
Yeah.
Brooks Koepka, when I looked up, just summarizing with the AI Google machine that throws it up,
Yep.
he had to do a $5 million donation to charity and a 5-year forfeiture of player equity.
What's that mean?
It's kind of like the player equity program. Once So when they created Live Golf,
Yeah.
this was to destroy PGA Tour. In a
Right.
sense, what Greg Norman wanted to do.
Yeah, yeah.
And they're like, we've got all this money from the Middle East, from the Saudis, and what
Right.
we're going to do. And they were paying some people $100-300 million.
Crazy.
Dustin Johnson, Phil Mickelson.
Yeah.
But it just hasn't worked. They've run into some money troubles with it.
Really?
The ratings, you don't even know what time it's
No one's
on. They're
watching
all
it.
over the world. No one's watching it. It just hasn't taken off. And it wasn't
People don't like the shorts.
the shorts, the shotgun start, the 3 days instead of
It's
4,
a
which I
very-
think they've changed.
It's
Yes.
a very busy screen.
Yeah.
If you're watching it, the format is a little bit confusing because you're like
With the
it's like
teams.
teams
Yeah.
now, and it's like there are a lot of team sports out there already.
Yeah, and the PGA Tour had to make changes by adding more signature events where the players are known to show up. The Rorys,
Yeah.
the Schefflers show up more, like 7 or 9 of them they have.
Yeah.
And they were putting more money in purses. The equity program, so money all players can get, the longer they're with them. So
Yes.
Koepka's back, and Reed will be back. I doubt Phil ever will. I think he just got a new contract. I mean,
think,
some bridges are burned, right?
Yeah, I think so. But for what it's worth, I do think when you step back, I think all competition is good. Kind of that America thought, like competition is good, I think. So I think for what it's worth, before Live existed, there were a lot of complaints from golfers saying, if you're not in the top 50, you're struggling.
Yeah.
And I think this kind of changed that. And like you said, increase the purses, increase this availability or ability for players to just be able to make a living on golf if you're just in the top 100.
Yeah, and it is the PGA Tour, as you mentioned, what's the saying? A little fire under their, to get going with the money and the events to get going. Ratings were pretty good last year, and we'll see if any bigger names defect back to come to the PGA. But
maybe it was lonely over there in Live Golf. You're playing in all over the world.
Yeah, it was kind of like the F1 racing schedule where it's, every couple of weeks you're popping up in a different corner of the globe, in a different
The
country.
entire globe.
I mean, I love golf. I know you turn it on. We'll have it on Saturday, Sunday afternoons. But with Live, because it's, in Singapore, Sydney, wherever it is in Europe, it was hard to find.
Sure.
And to have it. And the teams thing, it was just, a little convoluted to follow.
And you
to
always
me.
look for recognizable names. You know what I mean? Like when you
Yes.
turn it on, like who's on the top 10 of the leaderboard? If you don't
Right.
recognize a name, you might change the channel.
Right? You just might. So we'll have that coming up this weekend with Jim Nance and friends on News 8. Let's talk about croissants.
Ooh.
Croissants.
Yeah.
National Croissant Day is today. So some of the chains around, including Burger King, are offering some specials. If you want to go get one, if you're a Burger King Royal App Perks member, you can score a free croissant-wich with a $3 purchase. I put this in here because how do you feel about them?
I think they're okay. My wife does not like them though.
It's
Anti-croissant.
they're messy. Is that-
Sure. Yeah. If you put if you have a sandwich like we're looking at right there, yeah, that's going to be kind of messy. If you just put a little butter on there. You're talking about the flakiness
The
of it?
flakiness, the crumbs. I do like
Yeah.
them. The one where
Yeah.
they put chocolate in them inside, those are pretty good.
Yeah.
But
Sure.
sometimes with a sandwich, it's
They are.
certainly don't have it in the car. But chicken salad, something like that, enjoy that on it. It's pretty
They're a
good.
little flake. I never get them. It's lower on my list unless someone's offering it.
Yeah.
Very rare do I have a croissant.
Bagel or English muffin? What would be the other choice? Or biscuit?
Yeah, bagel.
Bagel.
I've made bagels a couple of times.
You have?
I've had the one I had this
Boiled
morning.
them.
I
Is
made.
that how you?
Yeah, so it's like you're making a loaf of bread, and then after the second rise, you cut it up into smaller pieces. You make it a dough ball, you poke a hole in the middle, and then you do a little bit of a 30-minute rise, and then you put it in boiled water with some baking soda for 30 seconds, flip it over, and then you put it in the oven.
Huh. You're going to love this because I know you've done it. Steph brought up
Yeah.
the other day, she said, I think I'm going to start making my own bread.
Oh, good for her.
So I think that's going to be the next venture that we'll have that in the house.
What's the motivator?
I have no idea. I think it's just, I've always wanted to do it.
Yeah.
And she said, I'm going to try it.
Do you want to do the
So-
sourdough or just the regular wheat or white?
I have no idea. I was like, is there a family? Does anyone else do it? Is there a
Yeah.
strain of yeast that we're going to be using?
Yeah.
Whatever it is. I have no idea.
I have so much yeast. I can bring some in for you and give it to you if you'd like.
On the show.
Sure, I'll hand it over to you. It's got to stay refrigerated, but Yeah, I mean, I think it's super, super cheap. And I just do white bread. I just
There you
make
go.
simple white bread. It's like 4 ingredients, bada bing, bada boom, you're done. We eat so much bread around the house that it's like, why wouldn't we make our own?
I should, because finally we got the girls into PB&Js, eating them all the time. Back on the air at noon. Have a great weekend. Stay warm, everybody.
Get the Rochester First streaming app today for everything you love from News 8 On Demand. Plus exclusive shows you won't see anywhere else. Search ROC and download for free on Roku, Amazon Fire, and Apple TV.